Today we're going to talk about taking your Genius Hour topic and turning it into a essential question, a driving question that you'll focus on during your research. Genius Hour projects can make a difference by educating others, solving problems, calling people to action. This is a whole list of things that a Genius Hour project can do, but your essential question or driving question, your Genius Hour project, it's not going to do all of these things. It might just do one or two. So, when you're planning your essential question, that driving question that you're going to focus on when you research, because research is just answering questions, when you're coming up with that one big question, you need to develop a question that is open ended and it's focused and it drives the project. And so it needs to be a strong enough question that you're going to be able to research it for weeks. And it would take time to answer it well. So, a question that could be answered by a quick Google search, that is not an essential driving question. Okay, and so an open-ended question, it needs to be able to be answered in more than just one word, because if the answer is one or two words, that's not a driving question. That's not an essential question. So, when you're thinking about creating an essential question, you want something that's going to inspire further questions. A good driving question is going to get you to think of other questions, smaller questions that you're going to research. They're going to spark debate or discussion. There's going to be experts, and some people believe one thing, and other people believe other things. Like, for example, how did the dinosaurs disappear? So, some scientists believe that a meteor hit the Earth, and other scientists believe that it was something else. So, your research is your evidence. And a good essential question demands evidence, and they point to bigger ideas. Okay, so I want to help you create a driving question, and that's going to take practice. A driving question, an essential question, is not something that you're just going to think off the top of your head and be done in 30 seconds. A good essential question is something that you really think about. And here's some help. A good driving question could begin with these prompts. It could begin with how, what if, should, and I'll let you read the rest. But just because it starts with these prompts, your question, it doesn't make it an essential question. Here is a non-example. How do you kick a soccer ball with instep? So if we go back to the other slide, how? Well, it's supposed to be an essential question because it starts with how, not all of the time. So if we look at this question, how to kick a ball, soccer ball with instep, you could Google that really easy. It's just a matter of kicking the ball with the inside of your foot. And so that's not an essential or driving question. Okay, so here's an example of an essential question. When do you pass, shoot, or dribble a soccer ball? So that's going to require you to look up and find out what the experts think. And you're going to find out really quick that Some experts believe one thing and some experts believe another, and it's up to you and doing lots of research and deciding which one you believe, and then you quote that expert in your research. Now, let me show you. I want to show you a sheet that I've given all students to help them with their Genius Hour project. So this says, the purpose of Genius Hour is not to summarize all that you can on your topic. Instead, you need to build on your understanding of the topic. To become an expert, your research will need to answer an essential question. An essential question is also considered a driving question. An essential question asks that you move beyond just studying something to move into action, to make a change, to form an opinion, or to make something. An essential question cannot be answered by simple facts of yes or no. So here's a space where you write your topic, and you should have your topic. We had that ready to go for Expert Day. So that's the line where you put your topic, and you're going to start looking at the databases and websites, educational websites, to find the answers to your questions, your driving question. But before you develop that question, I want you to think about this. Why do you want to research the topic? And what do you want to share with others about this information? And then here are the prompts to help you write a essential question. And then on the second page, you're going to have a practice area to start thinking about your essential question. Once you've written it, think about it. You might need to change things. You might need to tweak things. And so once you do that, there's practice for you to try again. It says practice writing your essential question below, and you should be editing and thinking, revising, and doing all those great things writers do. And then here's another space below where you can think about that essential question. Again, writing a driving question, an essential question, is not something that's just going to roll off the top of your head. It takes practice and time and consideration. And thank you for listening to this, and keep thinking about what you need to do to write an essential question. But the best thing to do is to practice, practice, practice.